We got big news in the cartel war today. You guys have already heard, of course, you watch this show. Mexico, the Gulf Cartel, has kidnapped 4 American citizens, killed 2 of them, returned the other 2, and now has made the members responsible for this kidnappings and killings turn themselves in. This has all happened within the span of about a week and a half. In Matamoros, the capital, I believe, of Tamaulipas state, on the northeastern side of Mexico, is one of the most dangerous areas in Mexico. The U.S. State Department has said routinely that it is not safe to travel there for Americans. So what happens is, I believe, March 4th, 4 American citizens, black American citizens, which is rare. I bring up race because black Americans generally don't travel as willy-nilly, especially to dangerous parts of Mexico, the way that idiot white boy cowboys do it, like myself and producer Brian. We will go wherever there's views. That includes to our own beheadings. We will go do that. We'll do that. We'll do whatever is clickbaitable, right? So apparently one of the ladies was going down there to get a tummy tuck. Americans go down to Mexico all the time for medical procedures, for dental care, for hair transplants, routine checkups, things like that. I mean, that shows you the state of American healthcare, that Americans have to go down to a place where you could get kidnapped and shot up just to afford medicine, right? Not good. Not good, in my opinion. But nevertheless, she went down there to get a tummy tuck. And as soon as they crossed the border, they rented a white minivan, which, by the way, if you're going to Mexico, as we were told when we were in Culiacan, don't rent a van or a vehicle that looks like your opposition, right? Because clearly when Americans get killed there, it's a case of missing identity or incorrect identity, right? So they had a van, probably tinted windows. As soon as they drove into Mexico, across from Brownsville into Matamoros, they started getting lit up. So there's some cartel members that calling themselves the Scorpion arm of the Gulf Cartel. They just started shooting into the van. I believe that's where the 2 Americans, there were 4 Americans, 2 of them were killed instantly, I believe. The other 2 could be seen on camera, on surveillance footage, being kidnapped and forced into the back of the truck where the cartel members were firing from. A day or 2 later, clearly they realized very quickly, hey, we fucked up. We should not have done this. This is going to be bad for business. These are Americans. They went and returned the 2 kidnapped Americans into authorities. Now what the cartel has gone and done is actually written a letter. Not only have they made the 4 men responsible for this turn themselves into Mexican authorities, they have written a letter apologizing to the U.S. and the U.S. citizens and the U.S. government in general. This is what they wrote. This is their letter. In a letter obtained by the Associated Press through a Tamaulipas state law enforcement source, the Scorpions faction of the Gulf Cartel apologized to the residents of Matamoros, a Mexican woman who also died in the shooting. So there was an innocent bystander, a Mexican woman who died in the shootout. They also apologized to 4 Americans and their families. This is what the letter said. We have decided to turn over those who were directly involved and responsible in the events, who at all times acted under their own decision-making and lack of discipline. That's right. I would be throwing these guys under the bus too if I were the Gulf Cartel. The letter reads, adding that those individuals who had gone through the cartel's rules, which include respecting the life and well-being of the innocent, they did not follow those rules. So, as you can see, I mean, the cartel knows what a touchy situation it is when Americans get killed. They feel the heat immediately. So, they're shitting themselves with fright. Reasonably so. So immediately they're like, hey, this wasn't us. We're sorry. This was some bad actors, some bad apples, part of our organization, but kind of not, right? They're a wing of our organization. They acted at all times under their own accord, not within the rules of the cartel. So what's so interesting about this is by doing this, you can see how the cartel is literally a government body. When criminals commit a crime in the U.S. or civilized countries, countries where the rule of law is the law, right? When the government has a monopoly on violence, like they do in Western, more developed societies, when criminals commit a crime, they run for it. They run and hide. When they commit crimes in Mexico, they write apology letters. You see how bananas this is? Like they're like, hey, look, we are the cartel. We commit, our whole business is crime, but there's rules around it. And these jerk-offs who we employed, but, obviously didn't sanction this, they went and committed this extrajudicial killing and kidnapping, which we're very sorry about. I mean, that's what a government does. A government apologizes when innocent people, when their police or their military kill innocent people, right? This is exactly how this is what the cartel is doing. They consider themselves a branch of the military. They consider themselves their own government and are thus apologizing for a mistaken identity killing, such as the one that went down in Matamoros. Now, I don't know how you mistake Black Americans for Mexican cartel opposition. I mean, that is stupid as it gets. And so if I were the cartel leaders, would be gladly throwing these people under the bus. You know what I mean? Like, you guys, this is your problem now. Fascinating, though. I mean, they're really coming down hard. Times are a-changing for the cartel in Mexico. Times are a-changing.